Hello, welcome to the Status Town Hall number 80, 25th of October. Lovely to have you all here. It's going to be a short and sweet one, so let's kick it off. So starting off with the People Ops team, we've got a few hiring updates. One of our feature jobs is NIM software developer engineer. We got also distributed systems researcher for our upcoming blockchain infrastructure team. We're also recruiting for protocol engineers, for more focus on smart contracts, and several design leads for mobile and desktop. Some good highlights are that we've hired 2 more recruiters to help us with a growing volume of hires because it's getting a little bit crazy. And we've also hired across most of the departments this month, which is awesome. And there's a lot of growth still coming. So please help us out with some referrals, LinkedIn profile, some GitHubs. If you're just sharing the role, just help us out. That'd be awesome. You guys all know good people. And in terms of, something positive and news, we got some anniversaries. So we got Shivek, your first year anniversary. Congrats. Awesome to have you with us. Juan David, also another year. Well done. Thanks so much. Stefan coming in at 3 years. That is awesome. And Titania, 4 years with us. That is amazing. So congrats to everyone. In terms of new contributors, we've hired quite a few people this month, and we've had several start. So we had Manisha start with us as the R&D project portfolio manager. We've had Agata start with us as well as chief legal officer. We've got David's working in finance and accounting. Alvin helping us out in the people ops team. Yevania helping us out with the testing. Giuseppe will be joining, helping out the VAC team with some protocol research. Nicholas and Katia will also be helping us out very soon on the recruitment side. So that's really exciting. And on to mobile.
Thank you. So what we've been working on in the previous weeks was, as usual, we were working on communities, so just improving the user experience. Another thing that we've been working on is profile photos. We've been working on it for a long time, so now you have the option to keep your photos private to ensure them only to the people you are in contact with. This is already made it to 1.17. The current state is that we released it on the Play Store beta on Friday, I think. We're going to leave it there for these 2 days, and then we're going to actually, if everything goes well and no major bugs are reported, we're going to move it to the production stores on Wednesday. The next release is going to be 1.13. There's a link in the slides if you want to look at it. That's that we're going to be working on, but generally we're going to continue with some communities. We started with swap support, so swapping your tokens, and we keep improving syncing. So a couple of features that we are going to add is, for example, syncing and thread messages on your devices. So we're also working on a new pairing mechanism to make things a bit smoother. So that's something we're working on, and backing up contents through Waku, for example. Another feature that we are working on is Will Connect. So the new version, which is currently using the new protocol Waku 2. So that's a good use case for us to show the capabilities of Waku 2 and use it in the app without touching the messaging part, which is the one that we are a bit more concerned about. And so will give us a good testing ground, and hopefully we'll make good progress on it. And that's that from mobile. Thank you very much. Back to you.
Cool. Thank you so much for that. That's awesome. Looking forward to those new features. Next is security.
Yeah, I don't think we have security. You just have infrastructure. Lazy bastards. Oh well. So there's been a lot going on with fleet setup. For example, we have a new Go Waku fleet, which is just a Waku v2 implementation done in Go, which we already have one in status Go, but I guess this one is more polished and more close to the spec. I'm not sure, but that's for testing purposes. We finally have a macOS host for testing Nimbus beacon nodes for ETH2. That took a while because I had to do a lot of new stuff because we don't really use Max for anything other than CI. So I had to do VPN setup, metrics, and all the other kinds of stuff. console. I don't know why anyone would want to run Beacon Node on macOS, but at least we're testing for it because we want to cover all of the three major platforms. I've done some rearranging with Nimbus mainnet and Prater and Pyramid nodes to just lower the costs. So we're using much more Hetzner. We have 6 new Hetzner hosts for mainnet. We moved more of validators for Prater to Hetzner hosts. And just today I removed some libp2p testing hosts in favor of Hetzner. So that should reduce the costs for the Nimbus infra by quite a lot because AWS is very expensive, especially the specific Z1D instances that we use. We also have some Beacon Node API REST endpoints that are public for people to test because we want to kind of see how they behave when people use and abuse them, I guess, because if you make anything public like that, it's going to be probably abused, but that's what I want, kind of. Some fixes. We had problems with attestations on Windows. That's already been fixed. I guess some kind of a if1 sync problem. We fixed some issues with our WebSockify connections for NimWaco fleet and some status go build problems. For websites, we're getting closer to getting rid of Cloudflare for our main site because I've purchased the certificate for status IAM domain, and I've mostly finished the setup for our own Nginx-based SSL termination fleet. I also did some benchmarking to see what's more cost-effective, and actually, AWS has some new ARM64 instances that are based on their Graviton 2 CPUs, and those are actually very well performing. If you compare them to DigitalOcean, they essentially outperform it by a factor of 3. So they would be quite nice. And once I have some ARM64 builds for some software reviews, I will most probably port our Nginx SSL termination to ARM instances. That's pretty nice. We have some more documentation done with MDBook, which is, I guess, spreading and consuming more and more documentation in our organization, which is a very good tool for creating clean docs. I recommend it. I fixed some performance issues with Nextcloud. We had some problems with video conferencing and also file uploads, so that should be fixed. Although ultimately, I would like to get a really beefy Hetzner host with a lot of memory for Nextcloud, but we still haven't fully committed to moving to Nextcloud. I need to check out what's up with that. Also, I've automated updating employee data on the website. I've fixed chat to bridge that is being used by NimWaco to test bridging between other services like Discord or whatever else. And I'm working on some patches for console. Actually, one is going to be included in the newest release that's going to come out in the next few weeks for both alerts in maintenance mode and warnings. It's going to be pretty cool. It's going to reduce noise in our infrastructure. That's it.
Nice. Thanks so much. It was a bit short, so if you can make it longer next time.
Will do.
Next is marketing.
Thank you. Marketing updates. Ambassadors are very active in meetups worldwide, sharing knowledge about crypto, DeFi, NFTs, and status. A few examples we can mention are crypto training and monthly crypto dates in Colombia, and meetups preparations for Brazil and Italy. We have also translated the fast typography video to English, and we will promote it on different channels. The Crypto Atelier project is showing a good progress, creating a Latin America community of artists that want to explore crypto art opportunities and help each other. The website explaining the project and showcasing artists' work will be launched soon. We are planning events in Colombia, such as ETH Colombia on the road to DevCon. The partner program is being polished, and we are exploring and speaking with some potential partners already. Pretty cool. And finally, the social media is focusing on educating people about concepts about airdrops, community tokens, and the wallet refresh. All of this in preparation for the status community future that we will launch. That's it. Thank you.
Cool. Nice. Thank you so much. Next up is community.
Thank you. Next slide. So as Eduardo mentioned, there's been a lot of local engagement with various events that we've been hosting. Once again, the Crypto Atelier work has been moving forward. We're working with a community member and ambassador to create a landing page, just showcasing the various artists and partners, which is cool. The project started by Juan David in Colombia, but expanding that format to Brazil as well. And also there's been a lot of work with the Super Rare team, to promote artists throughout Latin America. So it's a cool partnership forming there. And then Juan David's also working on various events in Colombia called FEG Cafeterio. With 3 events, there's an online prep, crypto date, and crypto training. So Juan David's doing a lot of work to just educate on just general blockchain knowledge, and then training people up in the space, which is cool. Next slide. The ambassadors, Jinho and team have been, working closely with. There were 34 completed tasks since September, so moving through October, which is cool. The ambassadors have localized 14 blog posts and hosted 3 events, one in Uganda, one in India, and one in Kenya, which is really cool to see. And then, as always, the ambassadors have helped out with translations in prep for 1.17. And yeah, the team's been doing great. And that's it for me.
Cool. Thank you so much. Thanks, everybody. Next.
Hey, it looks like Alex's slides were not skipped. If we can go to those.
Yeah, sure. Let me try and find what's the title of the slides.
It is the growth and retention slides, I believe.
Perfect. 1 second.
Usually towards the top.
This is nice and embarrassing, eh? Give everyone an insight into how we do things.
No, it makes us more human. It's good.
Perfect. There you go. Last but not least, growth and retention.
Okay, thank you. So, a little over 2 weeks ago, out of a sudden, Google started disapproving and limiting our campaigns, and the red arrows show you when that happened. And well, since then, every day, hundreds of our ads got affected. So as a result, our paid acquisition is temporarily down by a little over 70%. Well, it's not a tragedy. It's annoying for sure. But the same thing happened to us last year. And after some back and forth with Google support, our ads eventually got reactivated. So I hope for a similar result this time. And I'm waiting for them to get back to me, which will takes time because, well, we've got campaigns targeting 140 markets, so there are thousands and thousands of ads. As a precaution, I'm working on another set of ads and campaigns, and also I'm looking into different traffic sources. Although it may be very difficult to beat Google Ads in terms of costs and volumes. That's basically the most efficient source of paid conversions we had so far. So yeah, in the last 2 months, the main focus was just cost optimization. We were getting more than enough app installs, so we focused on keeping the decent volume at the lowest possible cost. Right now, the main challenge is to return to previous scale. So in a way, the current situation is similar to what we observed back in May when we intentionally paused our paid acquisition. Let's now look at the next slide. So just like in May, we see a decline in installed audience. So that's the metric which shows how many people keep their app installed on at least one of their devices. So in those last 2 weeks, number of Google Play users with our app installed reduced by 26,000. So well, this is pretty much aligned with our estimations and quite similar to what we saw in May. I personally see it as just as another reason to keep obsessively thinking about retention. That's all I can say. Let's move to the next slide. and that's Google Play daily active users. Well, this metric is highly correlated with installed audience. Simply speaking, more people with our app on their phones equals more daily active users. For the first time in 18 weeks, we are below 10,000 daily active users, but that's not the first time in history and maybe not the last time. Who are they? We'll find out on the next slide. So the main change is that Brazil is now the top, the first country in terms of number of users, followed by Tanzania, Mali, then we've got Colombia and Philippines and the rest. The list is long. As I said, we have campaigns running on 140 countries, and in general, our users come from literally all over the world. Like any country you can imagine, we've got at least one user from there. Let's move to the next slide, which is going to be the last one. Quick recap, things to remember. So we had this year almost 2 million app installs. Even though in the last 2 weeks we are below 10,000, still on average we are having around 12,000 daily active users this year, and more than 600,000 users keep Power App on their devices. That's all.
Nice. Thank you very much for that. With
Thank
the
you.
with the app installs, is that the most we've ever had?
No, it declined recently. We got to 630,000. So that was our all-time high.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that. And yeah, thanks to everyone for listening. And we'll catch you in about a month's time.
Cool. Well done.
Cool.
Thanks. Good job, everyone.